Right. Welcome to Focus on Africa. And this present moment, I want you to meet a fantastic, fabulous woman because I want her to introduce herself in the way you only know how.
Thank you. I am Sinach, and my full names are Osinachi Ewu Joseph, and I'm a gospel singer. I'm a songwriter.
Yes, and that's how most people know you around the world.
Yeah.
And you are here today to talk about yourself. So for those who've just joined us, welcome. We'll be talking to Sinach, the Nigerian singer-songwriter whose work is sung around the world. Why do you think people listen to your music?
I think my music is very inspirational for one, and I would think is excellent. And
even if you say so yourself.
And another one, I would say that my song is inspirational. Like I said, it is something that people connect to. It brings hope. It talks about the future of the young people. That's what my songs bring.
Yeah. When you were growing up, did you want it to be a gospel musician?
I loved music as a child, but I didn't think it was going to be something I would, take up professionally like this.
What else did you want to be when you were growing up?
I wanted to be a writer.
A writer?
Yes.
So that fell alongside?
No, but I get to write songs. So I've written hundreds of songs, and so it didn't get lost somehow.
Can you remember the first song you wrote?
He's a God that answers on time. He's a God of providing manner in the wilderness. I was still a rookie. So
how old were you when you wrote that song?
I wrote the song when I was 19.
What happened that day when you wrote the song?
Well, it was a pastor, as always, a pastor that was preaching. And I made a song. I was so inspired and I wrote a song. That was my first trial.
And you sang it to him or to the congregation?
I sang to the congregation. I taught the choir, and it became something that everybody always sang. It was good.
How did you know it was going to be received with such praise and propel you to where you are today?
I don't know, but there's something that when you love something, that it just becomes natural to you as you keep on doing it. And so it was. So when I wrote the song and people loved it, I knew, okay, that must be something. That means I can write and people will receive it properly.
Do you get the inspiration from the things you see around you, or do people say, Sinach, it's time you wrote about this event is happening, or you just see things around you and they inspire you?
Sometimes, I started writing from my daily, when I hear things, when things happen, or my experience. That's what happened to me. And then sometimes, most of the time, because I write gospel, most of the time is when my pastor is preaching. So I'll be writing down and it turns into a song. I want to teach the people. I want to help them to worship God. And so that's how it started big time. But sometimes I could be asked to write a song for an award ceremony. I could be asked to write a song for children. Like there's this charity that I support. I wrote a song for them. It said, "What about the children? Care about them. Give them love that they deserve." So it's something that comes to me like that. Sometimes I have to be told to write. Sometimes I write because I'm inspired. And sometimes maybe something that is happening around the world.
Right. If you've just joined us, you're tuned to Focus on Africa. And today we have Sinach, the Nigerian singer-songwriter. And if you please have any questions to ask her, feel free to do so. So, when you decided to become a gospel musician, I'm sure you must have had really, really difficult times thinking about it, because you have to break through with all the fantastic hip-hop, name it, music going around the world. Why would anybody want to put themselves in this pigeonhole of gospel music? Because I'm sure you started when it was not so palatable.
It wasn't popular. Mm-hmm. Yes. Then I have a mentor, my mentor, Pastor Chris. He told me something. He said, the way to be successful is to see a need and you meet it. That is the way to be successful. And so I found out that in the place where I was, people needed to confess the things that they heard that can take them to the next level. It will be of faith. It will be of inspiration. There's a song I wrote. It says, "I know who I am." He said, I'm working in power, I'm working miracles. I live a life of favor. He says, take a look at me, I'm a wonder. It doesn't matter what you see now. I can see God's glory upon me. And so such positive confessions, such inspiring messages in my songs, I think that what makes it unique. And then people get into it. People want to hear, the gospel is the good news. And they want to hear something that can elevate them, take them to their next level. When people need hope, that's what they listen to.
And when you started, did you believe you'll be where you are today?
I did not know.
What were the challenges?
To tell you the truth, the challenge most of all was to break through the normal. It has to be this, because there's always this music has to be this music. But I believe positive message in my music makes a lot of it. I believe in what I sing.
But there were other gospel musicians before you.
Oh sure.
How were they doing it at the time?
Oh sure. They were doing well. They were doing well, but it depends on who they were singing for. There are several people. You know, music is a material, and different people link to different genres. So I think I came from another position of feeding the people with words of encouragement, with words that it can easily relate to. And so,
and there's so much of that around, especially in Africa, isn't it?
Yes.
You look at the situation, even in your own country.
Yes, and you know what happened? It made me realize that you can be anything you want to be, no matter the environment you are. That means the human mind has the ability to achieve what they want to do in spite of the environment. And that's what it did for me. When you understand the word of God, which is what it does for you, it takes you to the higher level, the encouragement, building up your spirit. And that's what it did.
When did you build that confidence and felt, okay, it's time to leave Nigeria and venture out?
It took a while. Number one, my pastor, I travel with him all the time. So that gave me a lot of confidence. So he would put me on his stage. And then that helped me a lot. It helped me build confidence. It helped me also to build a fan base. So a lot of people listen to me more because, of course, the opportunity he gave me. And then that's how we started.
You built the confidence. Do you still have the butterflies each time you walk out on the stage?
Oh, yes.
Why?
It's like that. Anytime you go to a new place, sometimes you don't know, are they going to receive me? How is it I've not sang here before. Maybe you go to a new country. Like now, this year we've been to 15 countries and 18 cities. So you go to a place like New Zealand and you're wondering, okay, would they receive me very well? How is it? What is
You've just come from Zambia.
Yes.
What was the reception like?
It was amazing. They knew all my songs. They were, I wish I had a video to show you now. They were singing the song from the first song to the last song. They were singing. It was amazing. 17,000 the first show, and then the second show about 10,000. And so people were just singing, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. It was so uplifting and inspiring.
Have you been to an occasion where it just fell flat on its face?
Oh yes, maybe when I was starting, when I thought, okay, the magic was to just sing. But now what I do is to seek that place of connection between myself or my music and the people I'm ministering. There must be a place to connect, a way to connect. So sometimes it's not even the singing of the loud music. It might be just to talk and share your experiences and share, something about your music.
Well, Manda Daniel asked, is she singing because of spiritual inspiration or because she has taken on the career to make a living out of it?
Well, it is really not about a career because most of the time I'm where I am, and people will call me and say, I want you to come minister to my people. I like the message in your song. I want you to come minister to them. So most of the time, all the time, I don't go to ask for, come and get me to your country. They get me to their country. So they invite me. So it was not a career move, but then it has become what I'm doing. And so that's a good...
Have there been some people who've called and you've said no?
Oh, yes.
Why? And where?
No, I wouldn't give you all the details, but I can tell you maybe sometimes the schedule is so tight. And then sometimes I still work in the ministry, and sometimes I'm busy in my local church, and I say, no, I don't think we should do it. And I'm a married woman, so sometimes I have to spend time with my husband, and sometimes I'll say no.
But on principle, have there been occasions where you said, no, I wouldn't do this?
Oh, yes.
Like when?
You know, I wouldn't tell you.
So when are you going to tell me then?
I wouldn't tell you. But sometimes my message is very positive. And if you are inviting me and you won't show it's not something, the influence is not positive, and you want to put me in the middle of it, I will say no.
Like when?
I would say no. I wouldn't say, because I think it's something I should.
It's your professional ethics not to.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
You're thanking me for helping you out.
Thank you.
Do audiences vary from where you go in terms of the response to the music? Because there's some who probably will not understand the music very well.
Okay, like we went to, I went to Brazil with Pastor Benny Hinn. I went to Brazil, and they did not understand my language, English. They speak Portuguese, you know that. And
so did you sing any songs in Portuguese?
I translated some of them, you know. Isas aqui, no mundo entre nós, adora-te. It was beautiful. And then it came to another song. They wanted to hear it, but I couldn't translate it there. But they sang along. I was singing in English, and they were singing in Portuguese. It was amazing.
Do you do any of your gospel songs in the vernacular?
Yeah, sometimes.
Which one?
I did a song with a good friend of mine, Frank Edwards. I did Idebube. That's Igbo. That's my native tongue. Chupudike, Idebube, Onye Dindo. That means you're great, good God. You're great. There's no one like you.
When you sing personally to yourself,
yes,
what do you say to God?
I say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to touch lives in this wonderful and rich way, to impact lives all over the world. First, that's what I thank him for. That's when I say thank you, and thank him for his love, his kindness, his graciousness. That's what it is.
Are you a prayerful person?
Yes, I am. Prayer is my father was very prayerful. My father was prayerful. Our house was, in the morning, you're woken up early in the morning to pray, say your prayers. And in the evening, you also pray. And sometimes you'll be dozing off as he's praying. So it became a part of our life, a big part of our life. So it's a kind of culture. And when I gave my life to Christ, it became a great relationship. It became a great. So I understood what my father was trying to do to us, to have that relationship, rich relationship.
Well, Anthony Chemwa Chem has been following us and wants to know, what was your greatest challenge in your career?
My greatest challenge was able to look at my environment and grow above it. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't have so much of people doing what I was doing where I am. So the dreams that were in my heart were so huge that I was wondering, how was that going to happen?
Will you encourage other people, in spite of the difficulties you have, to follow in your footsteps?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Because the pleasure of seeing many lives change. When I go for my concerts all over the world, I see people that come to me and they said, look at what your music has done for me. They have stories. Some people have been listening for 15 years. And they say,
what stories do they tell you?
They tell me, when we got married, we played this music.
Which one?
Maybe they played He Did It Again. Then when I was in trouble, this is what I played. There's no failure with God. And they will give you stories. So I have become an integral part of their growth different ways. And so the testimonies, they blow my mind. And I am so grateful that God would use me like this to touch people's lives, and my music could reach everyone in different ways. Mm-hmm. And I see them translate the songs in different languages.
Well, Anthony, who I've just told you, asked you that question, says, could you please come to Italy? We sing your song in conventions.
Oh, I will. I will one day.
Any Italian?
Not yet. Not yet.
Do you speak any Italian?
No. What does arrivederci mean again?
It means goodbye.
Arrivederci. Yeah. At least I got that one in the movies.
I hope I got that right.
Ciao.
Ciao, yes. So tell me, when you travel around and you meet people and they say to you, why are you doing this? Because everybody is there to make a business. Do you think you'll one day give this up when you think you've had enough of it?
Well, it's, I would say there's never enough of good news, because my music is good news. So I would say there's never enough of good news. I think this is what I would like to do until I go to glory. That's one of the things I would like to be doing. Giving music that can change life. Making music that can touch people's lives. You know, so you want to do it forever.
Right. Tabo Motswari from Gabon, that is in Botswana, says, when are you coming to Botswana?
Botswana, well, I don't know. As soon as we're ready, we'll go.
And also wants to know what influences the places you visit. Is it you're liking, or the Holy Spirit?
What influences? We have to think about it, plan. Is it okay to go to this place? Do we have enough of the things we need to do? Go there? Is God speaking to us to go to this place? Do you understand? Because you have to have proper planning as well. You have to have, is everything together? Can we do this? You know, yeah.
So what would be a typical planning process to go to a country?
Okay, do we have airlines going there?
You can walk, you're a spiritual musician. You should be able to walk like Christ to walk in the wilderness preaching.
Are they ready for us to go there? Yes. Do we have proper security and all that?
Are you worried about your security?
Not really.
So why would security be one of your concerns?
We have proper security.
You are greatly loved.
Oh, yes, yes.
They probably even protect you.
That's one of the things you look at when you're doing cross countries. It's natural to do that. It's natural.
So what else do you look for?
I look for, are the people ready to receive? Are they ready to receive? Because it's not enough to just go there and sing. Mm-hmm. Are they ready to receive? Are they ready to do? But I am always glad at every opportunity to minister to people, to touch their lives, because so many people listen to me. So it will be a great opportunity to just go there, and because I do live music. So you know what live music is all about. Yes, it is so connecting. It is connecting. So it is a powerful connecting tool. And I love every moment of it. I love it.
Right. Israel Trey Morrison, Emovon, asks, how come you have taken this far with your kind of Christian music? Because there is always this notion that says Christian music doesn't go beyond the church.
What I do is gospel, and gospel is good news. Everybody needs good news. Everybody needs good. Like I told you, the testimonies I have, people who says, at this stage in my life, this is what your music did for me. At this other stage, this is what your music. One woman told me, even when I had my grandchild, when at the labor room, we were playing your music. He was saying, from glory to glory, God is taking me. So it was another level of glory. And we just played it and rejoiced. And the other one said, for these I praise your name. This is what. So for every part of their life, you want a party, you put on I Know Who I Am and confess who you are and be glad about it.
Well, I'm sure our listeners at this point would really like to hear you sing I Know Who I Am.
Okay. He goes, can I? Okay. He goes, we are a chosen generation, called for to show his excellence. All I require for life, God has given me. I know who I am. I know who God says I am. What he says I am. Where he says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm walking in power. And I'm working miracles. I live a life of favor. I know who I am.
Fantastic. I wish I could join with you, but I couldn't. Do you always charge for your performances, and how often do you perform for free for the sake of Christ maybe? This is from another listener who really wants to know also, especially in places they can't afford but would love to hear your music.
I perform in schools and they're free. I perform in churches, they're free. Some churches, they're free, of course. But if anybody wants to give you something as a gift, that is what you do. That is what you do. But I've performed basically I go to places for free.
Yeah, because even in the Bible it says the preacher needs their upkeep, right?
Yes, yes.
They should give you something.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes. But mostly all the time.
Yes.
You call me, I'm available.
Well,
It's more than that.
when you're called, you're available. Maybe I'll call you to come and sing just for me. Will you be available?
That would be great. I would love
That'd be fantastic.
I would love it. We'll just make melody and rejoice.
Yes.
That's great.
Let's talk about your outfit. Do you have special things you wear for these performances?
Yeah. Sometimes I try to throw in one or two or three together, but this one is someone in Nigeria. I love to wear Nigerian designers, and they're affordable and they're creative. So this is Makioba. Makioba, she's amazing. And I wear Hope as well, Hope Fashion. Hope Fashion is available, amazing, and they're quite affordable. So yeah.
So you're trying to promote the homegrown.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
that's really good.
Amazing.
Yeah. And there's some gospel musicians who try it and after a while they give up because it's not lucrative, or they can't get any people to produce their records, their music and what have you. Did you ever have that problem?
For every for every stage there is a level of success. For every stage in your life there's a measure of success.
Sorry about that.
Yes. There's a measure of success. And so for me, I had people that gave me a chance. I have my pastor. He really supported me. And then he has this, we have so many musicians coming from my local church. And so he has this program for supporting artists. And then again, I had to make up my mind to grow. And so there are principles of success that you probably have to learn and how to apply yourself to become successful. And so that's what happened to me. Someone gave me an opportunity. And that's what I do for the people. I have people that I mentor, and I give them as well as opportunities to become who they really want to be.
Great, because that's our next question from Diane, who is from Ghana. She says, I love Sinach so much. I want to find out whether she has any online mentorship platform. She has been a role model, and I would love to learn more from her.
Yes, I have, but we're working on it big time so that it can serve a lot of people from all over the world. So it's something that you have to look out for. I wanted to launch it this year, but I thought, let me wait a bit so that I'll be really ready for it.
Well, with the voice that you have, most of our followers are saying, please, more song, please, can she sing?
I hope I can sing more song. Do you want me to sing again?
Yeah, they want to hear more from you. That's what they're asking.
You are here, moving in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. We call him Waymaker, Miracle Worker, Promise Keeper, Light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
Okay, I clap on behalf of all the thousands coming. Since you can hear them, I'll do it for them. And Emmanuel Woodingdole says, I would like to know, where does she see gospel music in the next 10 years? Flourishing or dying?
Flourishing. You see, like I said, gospel music is good news. And people deserve to hear good news. Good news builds, it inspires faith, it heals. You know, music is vital to the human life. I don't know. Doctors have even proven that it does something to the brain.
It does, indeed.
Yes.
There are patients who actually require or request for music to be by their bedside when they are sick. Yes.
I get that a lot. I'm told that they use that a lot. And so gospel music will never die. It will continue because it's needed. It's gospel music, so it is good news music. So how would you do away with such a thing?
Indeed. Yes. You're off to Trinidad tomorrow.
Yes.
What message are you sending ahead to them?
Oh, we have 2 meetings in Trinidad and Jamaica also on the 14th. So it's going to be the Caribbean. They worship God differently. They have amazing connection to my music. And so I'm just looking forward to worship with them and for them to be inspired and for them to enjoy themselves in a special way.
I wish I was coming with you to the Caribbean because I'm already dressed for the occasion, you see.
You look like it already.
Yeah. So anyway, listeners are asking, can she come to Ethiopia, DR Congo, even Australia? How many countries?
We went to Australia this year in May, June. We were in New Zealand and we were in Australia. We were in Melbourne. We were in Sydney and we were in Perth. And so we're going back next year. We will go back next year.
You must collect a lot of air miles. So now tell me, if you had just one wish to make to all your followers and people who've been listening to you over the years and those that will listen in the future, what will that message be?
If I had a message for them, I'll have it. So much is happening all over the world. And you wake up in the morning and you turn on the news and sometimes it's chaotic and you're wondering what's going on. And my message will be to be strong. Be strong. Encouragement to the people who are suffering. Help to the people who need faith to look beyond their environment. Because some people are saying, who can help me? I don't have help. But sometimes it is not human help that you need. The help has to come from inside, within. And that's what I realized as a person in my environment. I needed to first believe in what God put in me and then work hard and achieve the vision that was in my heart.
And if you just tune in, you're listening to Focus on Africa with Sinach, and you can follow more on her and what she's up to on Focus on Africa today at some point. So the program is at 15, 17, and 19 GMT on Focus on Africa today. And we've come to the end of our conversation with you, unless you want to sing us out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You want me to sing another song? Okay, I'll sing. What will I sing now? Which one? Okay, it goes. There is no failure with God. No failure with God. No failure with God. No, not with God. God is not a man that he should lie. What he said he will do, he'll do much more for you. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. We end this conversation at this point. And may your path be strewn with roses and lovely songs as you go around the world.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.